But now knowing you, I could never see you with somebody like him. You like him tall, you like him dark, you like the nice teeth, and you better have some money. Because without money, you got to pay for her Uber.
Literally.
You got to pay for her outfit.
Literally.
For the date.
Literally.
You got to pay for everything. Come out of pocket completely. She's not coming out of pocket. And that's who Gabby is.
And we will find a way to move on. 'Cause if it's meant to be, then it'll be a love song.
Hey, it's Gabby Fe. Welcome back to my podcast. This is episode 4. I'm super excited because I'm with one of my really good friends. Her name is Tanisha. She's a celebrity hairstylist from New York City. She's worked on Lil' Kim's hair, that lady from SVU, I forgot her name, and a whole bunch of other people. She is such an inspiration. I trust her with my hair, so... she knows that on this podcast, we talk about the dusties, like broke boys, relationships, so we're going to get into it. Tanisha, how you been, girl?
What's up, girl? I'm good.
Tanisha, I haven't seen you in how long? How long has it been?
It's been a minute. 'Cause she's modeling, going to LA and doing all these billboards and all this good stuff. I'm so happy for her and proud of her. Aww. She deserves it. But let's get into it. Let's talk about the Dusties.
Okay, Dusties. So Tanisha has witnessed the Dusties in my life. Literally, she has been there for every Dusty who has come through in the past few years. Mm-hmm. So she's the perfect A1 eyewitness news in my dating life when it comes to dating in New York. I'm talking, this is a few years ago. I don't date Dusties anymore, but we're going to get into... I'm a primary
source.
Right. So if you want to know about the Dusties, we about to get into the Dusties. All right. So the very first day that I met Tanisha, it was on the beach in Far Rockaway, a beautiful sunny day in New York City. Mm-hmm. I had met this boy at church, but he said he went to church, but I don't think he really went to church. I think he was just there helping out that one day because I never saw him there again. But anyways, he asked me out. He asked my number. He was really cute. His name was Rich. And he was like, yeah, we should go out. We should get together. I was like, okay, what'd you have in mind? And so, back then I wasn't very assertive when it came to having guys ask me out on a date. So I was just I don't know. What do you want to do? Anyways, so then he was like, oh, okay, well, what are you getting into this weekend? I just happened to be going to the beach because I like to go to the beach. My friends call me mermaid because I'm always in the water. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to the beach. And he's like, oh, I'll come. I want to come. I was like, yeah, sure. Whatever. Beach is free. Show up, And so,
and that was the problem. The beach is free. That's
the freebies. And so the beach is free. So anyways, so we have a dear friend who recently passed. Now her name is Belinda. We love you, Belinda. She is looking up from heaven to us.
She's dying laughing right now. You know it.
She probably is dying laughing right now. And so she, she was my beach buddy. We would always go to the beach. We would skip work on Fridays just to go to the beach. We loved the beach. So we're yeah, we're going to skip work this Friday. We're going to go. So homeboy, he gets there 3 hours later. We are already done with the beach. It was I already did my little swim. I was tired. I was hungry. I was ready to go. He shows up. So I'm like, okay, let me hang out with him for a little bit. Right. So Tanisha comes through and this is the first time I'm meeting Tanisha because she was a friend of Belinda's. Belinda introduced us. And so while she's sitting there with Belinda, homeboy is here. And remember, this is the first time I'm hanging out with this man. Homeboy is here and he is all over me. We're laying on this little beach towel on the sand and he is all over me. I'm chill.
I was
this is
oh, they in love. They've been together for a minute.
Yeah.
I love this.
She really thought we was together for me. I was like, no, this is the first time hanging out with this man. I don't know why he's all up on me. How does he feel so comfortable? Did I give him a sign? Did I tell him I was okay with this? No, I did not. So anyways, we're just hanging out or whatever. And then we swim, we do our thing, and then we're going home. And then he pretty much we parted ways at that time. And then Tanisha comes over here and tells me that she thought we've been together. She's like, oh, how long y'all been together? What, a year? 6 months? I was like, no, that was the first, it wasn't even a first date. It was the first time hanging out. So then I was like, okay. So then after that, this man, okay, so the one thing I will say about dating boys in church, if you go to church, is once you like don't like him anymore or y'all break up, whatever, it's mad awkward when you go to church again because he's seeing you with the next boy, and it's like, what am I supposed to do? Stop dating at church because me and you didn't work out? But now he's mean mugging me because I had like another guy friend, and it was just a friend. I didn't even like him. It was another guy friend at church that I used to like, you know, hang out with, whatever, after church. And then Rich comes up and he's evil eyeing this man, giving me so much attitude, like he was upset.
But that's how it is in church. Everybody mess with each other. This what's up with that when the church ain't innocent.
Literally. So anyways, that's how we met. So that was Dusty number 1.
Mm-hmm.
It goes on further. But anyways, Tanisha, what do you remember from that time?
Honestly, that's what I remember. Just you guys just being all over each other. I'm like, okay, they're in love. This is cute.
Ugh,
you know.
Not in love.
And it was like a kind of a opposites attract type of situation. But now knowing you, I could never see you with somebody like him. You like I'm tall, you like I'm dark, you like the nice teeth, and you better have some money. Because without money, you got to pay for her Uber.
Literally.
You got to pay for her outfit.
Literally.
For the date.
Literally.
You got to pay for everything. Come out of pocket completely. She's not coming out of pocket. And that's who Gabby is. And it's crazy because it's not that I'm against it. I support her 100%. But, you know, I'm just not like that. But we've had this talk so many times. She's like, Tanisha, you got to help me get a man, girl. I'm like, well, what do you want? I want a football player, a basketball player, somebody really, really tall, and he has to pay for everything. I'm like, girl, I hear you. So many dates she's gone on. How many dates did you go on? And you're like, girl, I had to split the bill. I'm like, what's wrong with that? No, I shouldn't have to split the bill. He got to pay for everything. I'm like, okay.
Yes.
I support you, girl.
But this is how I feel. If a man is asking me out on a date, I assume that he's paying for said date. Why are you asking me out if you don't have the money to pay for me?
Yes.
You know, like
pay for the food, pay for the Uber, pay for my outfit, pay for my nails, right, Gabby?
Okay, he don't got to pay for the outfit, but like it would be nice for him to pay for the meal. Because like, what do I look
the
like
meal
splitting?
should be paid for. I agree.
What do I look like splitting?
I
a bill?
agree with that. Yes.
That's really crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That is so crazy to me.
Or at least let him attempt to, and if you decide to, hey, let me just go half, that's on you. But he should take the initiative to pay.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is too, I don't do that psych out thing. Like some of these girls, they be telling me, oh, you should just like, you know, pretend like you about to pay.
Nah, that's a whole different scenario.
Oh,
like that,
like,
there's that psych out shit right there.
I'm not going to pay.
But there are people who, like me, I'm the type, you can go to pay and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna pay half. But I'm not tricking you. I'm dead ass when I say I'll pay half.
Yes, that's how I am too. If I offer, I mean it.
If you offer, you have to mean it. But he should, or she should, or whomever should take out the checkbook, the card, the cash, and that's it.
Right.
Yep, I agree with that.
I feel like that's just like expected, maybe. But
it is.
And I feel like
Women
nowadays, so this one time, I was dating this other guy. We're going to call him Miggy. Okay, sorry. We were not dating. We were just friends. We were just friends.
This is interesting.
But like, this made me think of this because Tanisha, she told me, she was trying to give me tips, you know, trying to get a man. She was trying to give me tips, right? And I was like, okay, Tanisha, I'm going to listen to you. All right? So she's like, don't worry about it. Like, you know, it's okay if you pay for half the bill or half the date. When you got, it's okay. Like, just do it. And then maybe you'll find a good guy that way.
Yes, I definitely said that.
Never once
because it was
it never worked a good
out.
guy. Yeah, it
the
never
other
worked
way didn't
out.
work out either. So I was like,
I didn't
compromise.
have to invest. I didn't have to monetarily invest in the ones that didn't work out. Okay, so we good.
What about the food truck guy?
Who?
The Haitian guy. Food truck.
One?
The one that got up and went to go get his own food. Remember him?
What?
You don't remember him?
He was not Haitian, girl. Don't
Haitian,
you like people like this?
Bad.
He was Nigerian. Okay,
I remember
he was not
him.
Haitian. Well, that was a different. Okay, for him specifically.
Before we get into Miggy. Because it's detailed.
Well, the one thing I was gonna say about Miggy was that when you were telling me that like I should pay for half the day, whatever, I was like, gosh, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I really want to commit to paying for a date with a man because I only like men who want to pay for a date with me. Right. So then when Miggy, I'm gonna edit it out. When Miggy asked me out, I was like, okay, so are you paying? Like, what is this? Is this a friend thing or is this like a date thing? And then I remember you texted me and you're like, girl, don't ask him if he's paying.
Fire,
just go find out.
Were we out in the backyard at that point?
We were in the backyard.
Okay.
Because he had a party at his house and there was a bonfire.
Yes.
And but then like there was another, like we thought that he, you know, Belinda might have liked him. There was like
it was a lot going on.
It was a lot going on.
I'm gonna stop you for, or not stop you, trying to chime in.
Okay.
And I'm always honest with Gabby. I always let her know how I feel.
Yes.
The one thing I don't agree with is someone asking you out and you're asking them if they're going to pay. I want you to show me what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Like,
I
show
feel you.
me what you're going to do. I don't want you to know what I expect because they're going to pretend. They're going to try to show you that they may pay for that first date and then after that, never pay again.
Oh, girl. Oh, okay. Speaking of that, about a man paying the first date and never paying again, there was another gentleman. I don't even remember this man's name. We can call him Brandon. Brandon, I met at a party at Tanisha's house. Yes, I met this man at a party at Tanisha's house, and this man danced like Michael Jackson. He was getting it in, like whatever.
Oh,
yes, and he asked for my number.
Oh, shoot, okay.
With the hat, he asked for my number, and he was like, "Yeah, let me take you out." I said, "Oh, okay, he's cute, or whatever." He took me out. This man took me out because I was 10 minutes late. New York subways be late. I was 10 minutes late to this date, and he had such an attitude. He's like, I came here early. I made sure to get here on time. You over here 10 minutes late. I was like, okay, like, I'm sorry. Like,
did I know about this date?
I think I told you about it maybe the day of or after, the day after. And so when he took me, like when we got there and he was giving, I was like, is he gonna have an attitude the whole time? Like, should I go home? Like, what is this? And so he got over it eventually when he got some food in his belly. I guess he was hangry. Then afterwards, we're walking to the subway and he's like, so, next time you can pay. And that was the end of that.
So let me ask, so was the date good? After the attitude, when things settled down, he was no longer hangry. Did things go good? When did it go sour? Did it go sour once he said that?
Once he's expected me to pay for the second date offhand, it felt like a tit for tat. I don't like tit for tat situations. Like, if you're gonna do something for me, do it out of the kindness of your heart. If you expect something after, boy,
and you know what I'm surprised about this person, Brandon, we'll call him, is because he's Muslim.
And he should know.
Like,
he should know. He needs to
take
pay
care
for
of their
me.
women.
Yeah, they should for sure do.
I was completely shocked.
You were shocked?
I was shocked when
I didn't know he was Muslim. Yeah, I did not know that. Oh, really?
Yes, he is.
Okay, well then I don't know where that whole thing came from about me paying. Like, he literally was like, yeah, so I took you out this time, so you got to take me out next time. I was like,
but was the date good though? That's what I really want to know. It wasn't. I already know. I know.
It was okay. It was just like, you know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for a husband. Okay, I'm trying to pop out some babies soon, right? So like, I'm not trying to like waste my time with no man who's like, just trying to date me, like just trying to be my boyfriend. Like, if you're not husband material, like, what am I doing with you at this time in my life? Like, I'm not interested. So it's like, I'm vetting for that. I'm vetting for something serious. So it's like,
do you let people know that like off rip? Like, once you meet them, like, how does the conversation go?
It's different with everyone. I think with him, I explained that I don't do hookup culture. I don't do casual dates. I'm too grown for that, and I'm looking for something serious. And so I would explain it to him. I was like, I'm looking for something serious. I'm looking, to start a family someday soon. I'm trying to be serious here or whatever. And I'm sure his response, I don't remember too clearly because it was a while ago, but I'm sure his response was really positive. It's just, again, like the way he acted before and after the date kind of bothered me a bit. So kind of like, I wasn't so sure about it. And then it wasn't like he really like tried, he hit me up like a couple times after that, but like I guess he realized that I wasn't about to plan nothing.
He was waiting to see if you were interested.
And I wasn't gonna do that. So I think that's where that ended. I think we just have different values.
Would you say that all of your dates kind of go like that? You will let them know up front, like, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something serious. Or do you sometimes go with the flow?
I sometimes go with the flow because not all dates is planned like that. Like, it depends on where I met them. It depends on how that went. So like, no, sometimes I do go with the flow. Sometimes I don't even mention serious marriage, whatever, because like, it depends on like, if I just met them real quick and oh yeah, let's go out, whatever. So sometimes I do go with the flow.
Okay.
Yeah. But I will say a couple times I've met guys like same day, like, I don't know, in the grocery store, on the subway, whatever, in the street. And like, they'll ask me out that same night. And like, maybe I haven't like learned my lesson here yet, but like going out with a guy the same day that you met him.
Nah, you gotta play hard to get.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even okay, but like, I'm just like, wow, like we, I'm thinking that like that whole romantic thing, like that love at first sight, like, oh, we met on a subway and now we're going out to my favorite Italian spot tonight for dinner. This literally just happened to me a couple months ago. And, he was trying to come back to my house. And I'm just like,
of course he was.
Right. So that's what I mean.
Like,
I'm thinking like, okay, I just met this man. Like, he wants to get to know me. He wants to like see what I'm about. No, he just wants some coochie on discount.
How many times on discount?
Because it's so fast, right? But then that has never worked out for me. Like, if I meet a guy the day today and he takes me out tonight, it never works out because it's nothing more than coochie.
Right.
Because the last time, I mean, obviously I'm not giving him none, but I'm just saying that's what they're trying to get. Because the last time that happened, he had a whole wife at home. And I'm just like, you're a whole married man. You out here like this? Like, that is so ridiculous, you know? So, that same day date thing, I don't know. Maybe I should wait a day.
I just get so excited. I get so excited. Don't even time it. Just go with the flow. I mean, you could take a number or two or whatever. You don't got to call immediately. You don't got to text immediately.
You're right.
Let them hit you up.
But they're the ones pressing it. I don't press it. They press it.
And the answer's no. No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm just like,
I'm busy and you're busy for
you're
real.
Right. I am
and you
busy.
Be squeezing people in. Fuck no. You're not getting squeezed in.
Literally, I'm in New York this week because I booked a huge major campaign for one of my favorite hair care brands. They flew me out here. I'm here for the week. I'm spending time with my mother. My mother's in town.
I can't wait to eat her food.
Yes, come over. And like, you know, I'm just so blessed like this week and I've been here and I'm just like, this is just the reminder. Like, I have been squeezing people in. Literally, I've done like 5 different things today. I'm thankful I made it here tonight, you know? And like, yes, I do be squeezing people in. I'm just like living in the moment though.
What's the difference between the LA and New York dating scene?
Oh, girl.
Yeah, I want to know.
Do you really want to know?
I want to know.
All right.
Because I know it's not like Florida.
I've never dated in Florida
because you left Florida
when I
really
was a
young.
kid. Yeah.
So, okay.
So I never dated in Florida, but I will say this. I guess this also comes down to who you are and who you talk to. I love New York City. I'm a Brooklyn baby, like Jersey baby, but still, like, I love New York City. And like, the culture here is a lot different from the culture in LA. And so the dating here is a lot different from the dating in LA. And one of those differences is when a man asks me out in New York City, like, he means it. So he says, yeah, Thursday, 8:30, we go into the spot. And Thursday at 8:30, we go into the spot. Like, he's confirmed, he shows up, he's ready for a date, right? In LA, so many flakes. Yeah, like Friday, 6:30. Friday comes, don't hear from the man. Saturday comes, don't hear from the man. He hits me up on Sunday. I'm just like, sir, we had plans on Friday and now you hitting me up today. Like, I have other plans. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's like here they
you actually go to the spot or you just gotta communicate.
I gotta make sure. Listen, I don't leave my house until I get a confirmed text, a confirmed call. Like, I'm not leaving my house at all. So yeah, so I would say it's been easier dating in New York City for me than LA, just because, again, I mean what I say. I'm very upfront, and I think that's more of an East Coaster thing, because over there it just seems like people are more lax about what they mean, and it doesn't sit well with me, because I'm just like, okay, no, tell me what you mean, because that is what I'm going off of. I'm not going off of a, you know, oh, maybe, whatever. No, like, I'm busy.
You got any dates coming up?
Well, okay.
What you got, girl? Talk to me.
I just came back from Toronto, Canada, and
oh God.
So I recently
You want to tell that story?
Wait, which story? Okay, you have to remind me, because I'm gonna say the story that I think it is.
Why were you in Canada this time?
Oh, no.
Okay.
So basically, I'm sorry, I missed Tanisha. I haven't seen her in so long. But basically, I was in Toronto, Canada. I decided to spend Christmas and New Year's on a little vacay trip with my mother. I do have a couple of little boyfriends out there, so, you know, I was trying to see them too.
A couple of little boyfriends.
A couple of you know, like
playthings.
Yeah. So I went out there, and then one I was really excited to see, and he totally like ditched me and was very disappointing, and I was like really heartbroken about it. But, you know, whatever, I'll get over it. Wasn't that serious anyways. But the other one, so sweet. He picked me up from the airport. He took me to this fancy dinner. Like, he treated me, he carried all my heavy bags. I had to lift a finger. Like, that's my kind of man. Okay, I don't have to worry about anything. Like, he took care of everything.
Love it.
will be seeing him again if I'm still single. Okay, we'll be seeing him again. You know what I mean? Like,
how'd you meet him?
He slid in my DMs actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he slid in my DMs, and he's just like such a respectable guy. It's like when you find a respectable guy, it's like you don't want to like deal with anyone else. You want to deal with this respectable man because he's coming correct. Yeah. You don't want to mess with anybody else. You know what I mean? So
and
like,
when it doesn't work out, it's like, say it doesn't work out with that respectable guy, you meet someone else, now the standards are higher, and it's like, man, damn, like people got to live up to it, and it's hard to find.
Right, girl,
it's so hard to find.
It is hard to find because when you find it, you don't want to let it go. Now now you become a stage 5 clinger. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to let that man go because he's been so good to you.
And the problem is a lot of people try to build these men up, like TK.
Oh,
let's
God,
talk about it.
No.
Let's talk about it.
All right. So I was we were in Canal Street. I
don't remember.
It was like the lower east side. No, we were in Brooklyn. It was Williamsburg. Yes. Okay. So me and Tanisha, I was like, Tanisha, I want to go out. Like, I'm young, I'm single. I want to meet somebody. Like, come out with me. So we go to Williamsburg, Brooklyn, which is like a nice little hot spot where people go. There's like a lot of clubs and a lot of places to go, whatever. So we go to this first club because someone told me it was lit. We go in there and me and Tanisha's the only one in there. Yeah. And it was like 10:30. I guess the club don't get popping until midnight. I don't know. But like we were in there and nobody else is in there. So it's like, let's get some fresh air. It's hot and stuffy in here anyway. So we go outside. We're kind of like outside the club on the sidewalk, you know, just kind of chilling, talking. Tanisha's telling me this lovely story, and I literally zone out because I see this man walking towards me.
Like, who's this?
I was like, who is this? Yes. He was definitely not white chocolate. He was
caramel chocolate.
Yeah, he was peanut butter. He's peanut butter.
Peanut butter. He's lighter than peanut butter. He's lighter.
So
French
anyway,
vanilla.
Yeah, I mean he's a little darker than French vanilla. I don't know. He was light skinned. I mean, compared to us, he was light skinned.
He was light skinned.
He was light skinned. But anyways, this man is like 6'10", 6'11".
Mad tall.
He was so tall, and I'm a tall girl. Like, and I was like in heels that night. He comes. I was so shooketh. I couldn't even say the words. I couldn't say anything to him. He just like. Usually I have something funny to say or something like to say. This man walked past me and I was like, dang, I missed my chance. I should have said something, but I was so shocked by his beauty that I didn't say anything. And so to my luck, he turns around 2 seconds later and comes up to talk to me. And I was like, do you ever forget English when you meet someone? You're just like, oh my gosh. So he turns around and he starts talking. He's like, oh, excuse me. Like, how's this club? Like, what do you think about this club? He's like mad regular, like really like non-threatening, which women love when you're talking to a man on the street. It's like very non-threatening. And he was just talking. He's like, hey, what's up? And instantly we connect. And this is so embarrassing.
He was like, what do you do?
I have to get all. Yeah, what do you do?
He's like, I'm in business. I do this. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, he was saying all that, and I was like, and then Tanisha's over here, our little personal photographer. She's like, the day you met, and she's snapping photos. She's a real one. Like, let me tell you. So I was like, we had such a great time, great connection, and so. I low-key thought I was in love, okay? Like, not really, but, I was like, I'm feeling him. And we had such great connection and great conversation. And so he got my number, and then we, like, talked, like, the next 3 days, I think, straight. And then he asked me, okay, that night, though, he asked me out. He's like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? You want to go, like, I don't know, golfing and pizza or whatever. I was like, yeah, that sounds good. Tell me how. He talks to me like for like a couple hours. I think the next day we talk, and then the next day we talked, and then like after that I didn't hear from him. And this is when like I learned about ghosting, the ghosting era. And I'm just like, what is this ghosting thing? Like, how are we talking for hours for like the next couple days and then like nothing? What I've learned later on in life is that means he's found another girl, or another girl from his past has come up, and I didn't know about this phenomenon.
She was there the whole time.
She was there the entire time. She was there the whole time. So I was like, but I was like, I was just like, I can't believe this is happening. What's going on? Like, I had so much anxiety because I did not understand what was happening. And then he was like, okay, no, he didn't say anything to me. I figured it out because that was the day I learned about Finsta. You have a fake Instagram account to go stalk your man to see what he's at.
Hold up. What? What's that?
Huh?
What's Finsta?
A Finsta is a fake Instagram account that you use.
Oh, it's still Instagram, but it's just a different.
You use like a fake
page or something. Page. Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah, and so that's when I realized there was another woman in the scene, and I was just like, okay, whatever. So like I forgot about it for a little bit, you know, like live my life. And then he pops up every once in a while. And that's how it was with this man. Like he would pop up every like once a week, maybe once every other week to like and act like no time has passed in between those times. And like me, I need consistency. Like if you don't text me once a day.
Altogether. He tried to move in. Remember all of that?
Girl,
the Dusties.
The Dusties,
he tried
though.
to do a lot.
He
I'm like,
tried to
Gabby,
move in
girl,
with
let
me.
him go. He got to go.
Yes, and thank God for my sister, Lizzie. At the time, she was living with me in Brooklyn. We had like a bunch of roommates, but one of my roommates was my sister. And she told me, she's like, how come this man comes over every night and you cooking for him, you making sure he's fed, he's spending the night, he's like hanging out at the house, and he don't ever take you out on a date. He don't take you nowhere. You just doing all this stuff for him. He don't do shit. And I was like, you're right. He showed up on Valentine's Day, not even a single rose or a single piece of chocolate in his hands. I was like, but again, in my mind, I was like, oh, I'm so in love. Like, I don't need, you know, no, stop doing this to yourselves, women. Okay. If this man ain't bringing you a piece of chocolate on Valentine's Day, what are you here with him for? No, he could bring you a single rose. They sell single roses down the bodega, down the street. He could send you a single rose.
He didn't have the money.
Girl, he had $1. He had $1. That rose is $1.
I'm just glad TK is out the picture. And when Gabby didn't want him back, what did he do? He found the Gabby 2.0. Remember?
Whoa. Before you go to that point, when I didn't want him back, how many times did he beg to come back?
Oh, he kept trying.
Thousands of times.
Did he reach out to me at some point? I feel like on Instagram.
I'm mad
stuff.
you still follow him on Instagram. I'm mad you still follow him on Instagram.
He follows me. There's a difference. So
this man, the first
he
time
definitely found that chick that looks like you.
Yeah, he has a type.
Yeah, you think he has a type?
I mean, he likes curvy women. He likes black women with curly hair and curvy. Like, that, I mean, that's everybody he dates, literally.
So the person that he was talking to when he met you
was also curvy, black, and curly hair.
I did not know that.
He has a type.
Okay.
Like,
well, best wishes to him. Hopefully he's doing good. So
he's still working at the local gym. He doing the same thing he was doing years ago when we met. Like, he's not doing anything extra. So anyway, like, he ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing nothing.
Nah, he had his own business. Remember, he had was it a food truck that was supposed to happen?
Let me tell you what.
Saving up for the food truck.
He lost that money because he got scammed.
He got scammed. Okay, that's
he lost that money because he got scammed.
I don't think he ever had the money.
You think so?
I don't think he ever had the money. I don't think he. Remember, first of all, when y'all met, who he was with? A dude. That was his business partner. You don't remember that?
Oh, you remember the dude?
I remember there was a dude. It was his
dude.
business partner. He was outside making money in Williamsburg. I'm like, what you popping pills, selling pills? What's up? What you doing out here? But the money was never there. It was never
money was never there.
Then he had this food truck venture. Where's the money? Somebody scammed him. He never had the money. He's full of shit. Hope it's okay to curse, but he's full of shit.
Yeah, well, he never got that food truck business up and running. He never got anything done. Yeah, so
that's right.
You know, best of luck, best of wishes to this man. Yeah, I'm glad that's over.
Watching, I know you stalking her.
TK, I know you watching me. You know, so I mean, best of luck for
like, she done changed my name. Like,
got to. Well, my thing is like, look, I don't wish bad on nobody, okay? But when the time is done, it's done. I've already like, and what I hate about men is like when you like love them, you get all emotional about them, like you like give them everything, cooking for him every night, all this stuff. It's not reciprocated, and he doesn't know what he has until he loses it. Because when I tell you, when I'm done, I don't think
that's true. I think they know. I think they just take it for granted and they think you'll never leave.
Yeah, that's exactly what he told me.
All women.
That's exactly what he told me.
They 100% know.
Yeah, but then like why put yourself? He told me that. He's like, I never thought you would get over me.
And there you go. And there you go.
Like what?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I mean, okay. So man, I guess there comes a day when you do get over people.
Yeah, exactly.
Like so if you're watching and you're like, oh, I'm so in love with him, I can't get over him. There is a day you will get over him when something else better comes along. And let me tell you, better has come along since this man. Okay, better has come along. Like
who we talking about?
Okay, so remember this Haitian man that I used to...
I think that's what I was trying to talk about. Tell me about the Haitian guy.
Oh, gosh. We're going to call him... What's
the Haitian guy?
Haitian guy. All right. Yeah, so the Haitian guy, you know that's my peoples. I'm half Haitian. So he was like so respectable. He was tall. He was dark chocolate. He was fine. Like he was taking me out. Okay, so I don't do coffee dates. I will tell you this. I don't do coffee dates. I don't do park dates. I don't do no free dates. I don't do none of that. You got to take me out to dinner. This man though, he took me out to coffee. And he was the one in a million where that worked out. The coffee date.
What made you? Well, why did you allow that to happen?
Because we had a conversation for like 2 hours the day before and that day, and like
So he was okay with coffee because of that conversation?
Because I got a little bit more insight on where he's at in life, and like we had a lot of similarities, and it felt like it felt like I could even be friends with him if it didn't work out relationship wise. So like it felt good. I felt good about it.
Okay.
So then I was like, I will consider a coffee date.
See,
right?
I think we feel differently about that. I feel like a coffee date is a good start because no one's focused on food and money and all this. It's just really just getting to know the person. And it worked for you. It worked.
It worked that one time,
so
Tanisha.
Did you go on any other coffee dates?
Girl, yes, I've been on coffee dates, and they was just cheap. This is how I feel.
How do you know they were cheap if it was a coffee date?
because they didn't want to take me out after that. It's like after the coffee date, they were just like, oh, let's go hang out at my house. You know what I mean? Like they never really tried to take me out on a real date. They was like, coffee, all right, you look like your pictures.
Serious. That's all. That's how you got to separate it. Yeah.
All right, that could be too. But this is how I vet them. Listen, if this is how I vet them. If a man's willing to say, hey, I'll take you out to dinner, but like, oh, her.
I'm a side type of Lena.
You should stay here. So I would say, okay, the coffee date, I would be like, the coffee date is okay, but the other coffee dates that I've been on, it felt like the investment wasn't there. And I would say like men who invest into a dinner date, they're probably going to take you more seriously because they're investing more money into that than a coffee. I could just like, whatever, like it was coffee was $2. Like I'm not going to miss it. But, oh, this dinner was like $100. Like,
so that means they're cheap. If you're cheap as fuck, I don't care. Because I invested in this $100 meal, now I'm going to try to be more serious with her. I just want to fuck. That's all it is, really. So I wouldn't, I see what you're saying, but I feel like it can be the opposite as well.
When I tell you I experiment with dating, I've tried Tanisha's way. I've tried my way. I've tried all types of ways. When I tell you, those free days, those coffee days brought out the dusties for me personally. It may not have been for you, but for me, it brings out the dusties.
I haven't gone on any dates, so I can't even. I can't relate. We're not gonna get into it, but I feel like Tanisha
I've never been on a dating. Lives such a lavish life. This girl's always on vacation. This girl's always living her best life. She don't deal with these dusty men out here, okay? Like I do. She don't be dealing with these dusty men out here. But I've never been on a dating site. When people jump in my DMs, I completely ignore them. Like that's what I mean. Like you still feel like rose-colored glasses about these dudes.
Oh hell no! Don't get it twisted. No rose-colored nothing. I wish a nigga would. All right. You know me, Gabby, but I do have a lot of opinions on it. And I must say, like, with being around you and all the dating that you've gone through, I'm completely shocked because she literally has tried every fucking way. And I just don't. I'm like, do this, girl. Belinda has given you advice.
Belinda went on a double date with me. So our friend Belinda went on a double date with us. It just
doesn't work.
Girl, they came 3 hours late. The restaurant was closed. They drove us all the way down to Coney Island for some, like, nothing. And then we just drove all the way back. And it was the wackest. And then he had the nerve to try to talk to me again and ask me. I was like, you literally made me wait 3 hours for you. And then you didn't take us anywhere. So that was my night. Like, it wasn't even good conversation. I'm like, what am I here for? So,
Maybe like, damn, and you find these people on dating sites. All right, some of them try to talk to you.
Some of them, I meet so many guys at the grocery store, at a Starbucks, at a coffee shop.
You know what you need? You know those dating apps where you pay like $3,000? No,
a matchmaker.
Like so Belinda was going to do one of them before.
Really?
Yeah, she was like in the works of like working for this app where they kind of like what's the show? married at first sight or whatever.
And I've applied twice.
But they vet people. So it's like, it's based on personality. It's based on income, all these different things. Or, so there are people who pay like $3,000 a month because they want somebody in a certain income bracket or like, girl. So that's something. So it would have to be an investment for you.
Yeah.
And these are, they match you with people who are like serious about this and people if they want kids or not. So it's vetted before you get to meet these people.
But I have such amazing friends like Tanisha. Why can't you hook me up? Why can't my friends be hooking me up and introducing me to people? Like, you guys are...
I've never introduced you to anybody, have I?
Never.
You've only met, I mean, blah, blah, blah at the party.
Yeah,
I'm sorry about that.
You
was like, is he gay? I was like, girl, I don't know.
Yeah. I was like, but he was just like more like Michael Jackson. Like, that's the gay vibes I was getting.
You in a little bit, just the dance moves.
I mean, like, he was like
going
in. He was like doing the dance moves and going, and I was like, okay, like maybe.
I'm like, he does this at all the parties.
Maybe he's just like an artist. Artists come in all shapes and
he is
sizes.
An artist.
Right. So I'm an artist. So I was like, yeah, let's do this.
I'm an artist, but
once he confirmed that he liked women, I was like,
one day. I think so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find a football player for you. I got you.
Thank you.
I think. I'm gonna pray for you. So you off dating sites now? You're not doing it?
I'm on and off.
Okay.
Because like people ask me that too, like, oh, why don't you try meeting in person? Why don't you try, get? And I've done it. When I tell you, 50% I meet in person, 50% I meet on dating apps. So it's like I've met men everywhere. Like,
why is it so hard for women overall? I mean, like, why is it? And it's a rhetorical question. You don't have to answer that, but it's just a question to throw out there. Like, why is this shit so hard?
Yeah, I feel like it comes down to like, you need to be, your values need to match up, what you want together need to match up. Because if you don't have that, maybe he doesn't want kids. Like, I've met a lot of great guys who don't want kids. That doesn't match up because I want kids. You know what I mean? So it's like, if your values aren't matching up, if things like that aren't like aligning, that it doesn't work. So I feel like a lot of that has come into play as well.
So when do you kind of decide, hey, let me compromise? What am I willing to sacrifice in order to find love?
I think about that. I think about that. I don't know, because I don't know what I need to. I don't know what is reasonable to sacrifice. Right. Like if I could figure out what's reasonable, then I would be willing. I'm a very open-minded person, Yeah. I would be willing. Like, for example, dating outside my faith system. Like, I'm a Christian. I have another good friend who's a Christian who married a Muslim. I was like, okay, well, how was that like? It crashed and burned for her, but
it crashed and burned for my mom and dad too. But
right, so I feel like it just, again, like, it's when you're looking for someone, if you're looking for marriage, you're looking for someone to be a life partner. So having similar value systems makes sense long term. If you're gonna share kids with this person because you want to, agree on how you're raising your children, agree on what you're teaching your children. Like, these are really important things to think about when you're thinking about a long term partner. So there's certain things that I don't feel like makes sense to compromise on. So it just depends. I guess, what are some examples do you think that I could compromise on?
Honestly, I feel like we only live once, right? Mm-hmm. So when I mentioned earlier going with the flow, I understand like a person may want someone who's serious and they want kids and they want the marriage and all that, but I don't think there's anything wrong with like going through relationships sometimes, literally just going with the flow. Because when people first meet, they say all these things. Oh, I don't want this. I do want this. They don't know what they want. It's not until they really meet that person, they mesh with that person, that, that may change and they may really know what it is that they want. So sometimes you just have to go with the flow. Like, this person has a good heart. This person has a job. I mean, I understand the money part for you, so make sure like that's a part of it. But as far, girl, I already know. Make sure that's a part of it, and then kind of see if everything can kind of fall into place. And you're a strong believer in God, Christian faith, and pray on it and pray for that person. So that's what I mean by like going with the flow. You can't expect everything up front. Like,
right,
I want kids. You don't want kids. All right, it's a dub. We're not doing this. You can't fall back a little bit with that and just kind of go with it. Because guess what? You can always break up with them and on to the next. Go with the flow.
You know what? That's such great advice. Thank you, Tanisha, for that.
You're welcome, boo.
Because I do feel like because of having so many bad dates and having so many bad examples of what I don't want has put me on edge a little. You know, that's why I take breaks from dating and breaks from dating apps, so I won't be so on edge for the next person, because the next person could be that person, right? Yeah, but also like the going with the flow, I love that idea, because you're taking the pressure off of like what you need to have to date me and like the requirements, whatever. So I definitely feel like, you know, going with the flow is a good thing. I just feel like I feel like that also comes with more accountability to have the heart to break up with him if he's not right for me. And that's, I guess, because I'm such a Scorpio, like I'm such an emotional person. Like I feel like if I get too deep with someone, it's gonna be harder for me to like leave if I need to.
But you're so blunt as well. Like you don't care what people say. You know what I mean? You're super blunt and forward and candid, and this is your life. You're right. This is your life.
You're right.
Yeah.
And I can't waste a day on an old dusty broke boy ever again.
If they dusty and broke, throw them to the side.
Yeah.
And go with the flow.
Yeah.
Go in those relationships. You know, if they have a good heart and the morals are there.
Yes. You're so right, Tanisha. You're so right. So Tanisha, enough about me. Let's talk about you. So tell me what it's like being a celebrity hairstylist.
Why she get on my nerves with this?
I don't
so consider myself a celebrity hairstylist.
Do you work on celebs? Do you work on celeb hairs?
Yes, I do.
Did you work on Lil Kim's hair?
Oh my God.
Yes.
But okay, so yes, I've you know, I have. You know.
How did you get into it? People want to be a hairstylist out there and they want to work on Lil Kim's hair. How did you do it?
Word of mouth. A lot of my work is like through word of mouth.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been doing hair since, like every little Brooklyn girl. You know, you're outside braiding on the stoop, and then after graduating high school at like 17, I was contemplating between beauty school and college, and I knew I was going to go to college, but I had to go to beauty school. So I was 17 and I needed permission from my grandparents who raised me. It was hard, but ultimately grandpa was like, okay, you can go to beauty school. I was like, it makes sense to do something that I'm already doing and something that I love and make money doing it. And I've also been in, you know, I've very much been into like journalism, and I've always wanted to be a journalist. So after beauty school, I went to Brooklyn College and I got my, you know, my undergrad in broadcast journalism, worked in news for a little bit, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so I'm still pursuing, just got my master's in writing and producing for television. So, and I did like a couple jobs with that, and I'm still doing hair. So I'm 15 years in the hair industry, and I started off in a salon like everyone else, and I was like, I need more. I don't want to be in a salon, and so I started like freelancing, and I think I started freelancing in 2014, and that kind of in freelancing, that's when I started getting introduced to different people, whether I'm doing like hair on set or if I'm doing hair for like Vogue or I don't know, some type of magazine or a fashion week. And so
what's been like some of the challenges of like that kind of career?
Challenges, first of all, you got to have a personality. That's number one. In New York City is really a jungle, so it's like so many people out here trying to get it, a lot of hairstylists everywhere, and so it's just like competition everywhere. But also like I primarily do like straighter, I don't know, Caucasian hair, so like being black,
right? So what's it like being a black woman hairstylist working on like white people's hairs, white celebrities' hairs? Like, is it different or is it the same? Like, how's the experience been for you?
I mean, it's, you know, when I first walk in the room and I don't know, we're on set of Nike or something, I'm always the only, you know, person of this color. And honestly, I for the most part, I feel like I'm respected, because I feel usually it's like, if you're here, then you must be good at what you're doing, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. But I want to see more of my people. I'm starting to see more of my people, more makeup artists, but we need more of us, especially like on set where there's primarily, you know, Caucasian people, and they're attempting to do this type of hair and they don't know what they're doing. It's like they'll see, you know, locks or faux locks, and it's like, they're like, wait, oh, this is so nice. And it's like, oh, this is not my hair. Oh my God, can you teach me? Why don't you bring me on set with you? Like, why should I have to teach you? Bring me and my people on so that we can.
Oh, so that you mean they're asking you to teach them so they can get the job?
Yeah, like for instance, that happens a lot. Wow. Like, so I'll assist people. If I assist someone on a job, normally I'm brought in, if you ask me, as an assistant, because I'm this color, and I know, and once I get there, the models are this color, and I know you don't know how to do this color here or this kind of hair, or let's just say, you know, that is textured hair, curly hair. Yes. But they want, you know, and even during the height of the pandemic, a lot of like Nia Long and a lot of people came forward about, you know, getting their hair done on set. Why aren't there any black people on set?
Right.
You have all these, and then even back in the day, and probably sometimes now you'll see like the makeup doesn't match the complexion.
Girl, that happens to me still
ashy,
on
and
set.
even as a model, I'm sure you know that.
So sad.
So that's the one annoying thing about like the hair industry or just the beauty industry overall. I feel like we need more of us on sets. And,
I agree.
You know, photo shoots and different things like that. So I'm blessed and I'm grateful, like, to have the opportunity to do it. When I get jobs and I can't fulfill the jobs, I'll pass it on to another sister or brother. So
as you should.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like I'm so sick of going on sets, and it happens less and less now. But when I first started modeling, I would have to like bring my own makeup to set because they wouldn't have my foundation shade. They would make me 5 shades lighter, 5 shades darker. And they think it's normal. I'm just like, I look crazy right now. You don't think I look crazy?
Right.
And like, even like the hair thing, my hair, I don't feel like is as difficult to deal with, but like sometimes they don't know how to deal with my hair. And I'm just like, can you hire someone who does know how to do my hair? Like, why are we suffering?
It's like you walk in looking better and leave looking crazy. It's like, what are you doing? So if you notice, like when it comes to like shows with like black people, they'll have like I said bangs. They'll have braids or different things like that, styles that'll last for the, you know, for the time that they're shooting, because you have to have how do you say, you have to have why am I losing the word? But y'all help me out here.
I know who we
continuity.
Okay, consistency.
Continuity is the word.
Continuity.
So like if you're on set and the hair is like this,
right,
and it's like styled a certain way, it has to be that way.
Make sure,
because a lot of times you're shooting the same scenes
like
on different days, so you have to have continuity. So you'll have like, for a black person, they'll have like braids or like twists or something like that, something that works for them, because that person on set that's not, you know, a person that doesn't know how to deal with the hair won't be able to deal with the hair, so they'll seek outside, you know, work.
Right.
Will help with their hair. So
well, I think you've done such a fabulous job on all this stuff that I've seen you do, and even on my hair, she's done such a fabulous job. And
thank you.
Yeah,
you know, I try cut do a little fade hair, do a little, you know, color there.
Yeah.
But that's what I love about the hair. Like, at least for me, like, I'm very diverse with it. I can do anybody's hair. Like,
you're talented.
Yeah, you put straight person or a white person in front of me. You want a haircut? I got you. A black person? I got you. This, that, anything.
I love that.
Anything. Yeah.
Tanisha.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that I had Tanisha on this episode, because she's one of my dear friends. Literally, she's seen me through the best times and the worst times, and like, and literally, I haven't talked to her. Yes, and I haven't talked to her in like so many months. So like, this is like our catch up. So you guys got to hear our little catch up.
We only do a little text here and there. What's up? Happy birthday. You good? I was thinking, okay, yeah. So really, exactly.
All you know, and so I'm so glad to have her in my life. I'm glad that you guys got a little sneak peek into what it's like to be friends with us, and like, and just tell me one thing about like growing up in Brooklyn and being here, and like, you know, in the past few years that we've experienced, like, tell me like a really good memory or time in Brooklyn that you've had with like our friend group, and like what was that like? I can't remember what we've done so many things, so
that's why I'm like, what? Like, let me see if I can a memory that we've had with our friend group. Obviously the basement parties. Like, I've always like enjoyed the parties.
If you guys have never been to Brooklyn, like, Tanisha, like, she throws the best like Brooklyn basement parties ever. Like, all the best music, everybody dancing, like not one person just sitting down being bored. Like, she throws a lit party. And like, before I moved to New York, I guess I've been living here for like 7 years, but before I moved here, I've never experienced like this beautiful city in the way that I've experienced it with Tanisha. And she is an OG Brooklyn girl, like Brooklyn baby. Like, and I always tell her, I'm like, Tanisha, you have an authentic Brooklyn accent. Do you know how many people try to fake it? And I'm just like, yeah, a lot of people sound crazy.
I try to erase it. I code switch a little bit. Especially that's
beautiful.
That's the thing. Thank you, but that's the thing. Like, working in the industry that I'm in. Like, I walk in and I'm like, okay, so I have to talk like this, you know, I'm educated. It's no problem. Like, yeah, I no problem. I got you. And I was like, and I'm talking to them and I'm saying, I'm like, oh, talk to me. When I cut somebody's hair, if I'm doing something, I'm like, talk to me.
Yeah.
What you want? They're like, what? I'm like, talk to me. So I'm like, oh shoot, they don't know what talk mean. I gotta say, talk to me, because I literally say talk. Anybody from Brooklyn say talk.
Yeah.
We don't say talk. So it's a lot of code switching going on. So
yes, and I love it because I love the realness she brings, like the authentic Brooklyn comes, and I'm just like, oh yes, I'm back home in New York, and I love it.
Yeah,
like,
it's no place like I've been all around the world, and there's no place like.
Literally
Like
all around
Brooklyn.
this world. Every time I see this girl on the gram or somewhere, she is out on a new beach, a new yacht, a new suit. I'm just like, where she is everywhere, you know? So anyways,
Not a new suit. You're crazy.
a new bathing suit, like, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
anyways,
Yes,
any last
Brooklyn's amazing.
yes.
It's changing a lot, but you know.
Any last words that you'd like to say to the audience, to the peoples?
Oh yeah, there is an audience. What's up, y'all? Nothing. I'm just glad that you invited me to be a part of this show. I love this, Gabby Fe, and I'm just proud of you. And I can't wait to like see you flourish.
Aww.
You know, because you're gonna keep climbing.
Girl,
I've
yes.
seen you. I've seen it. That's all I gotta say, and I'm happy.
Yes,
Yes.
and she reminds me too. She's like, Gabby, from like the first day I met you to now, it's like the growth has been there, and you know what I mean.
Yep.
And it's like I appreciate.
Just keep
friends
elevating
like
and
you.
keep
Thank
praying.
you.
People don't realize that's the key.
Yes, I always do. I
Relationship
always
with
do
God.
pray. I'm telling you. So what is your @ so people can follow you?
Oh God, I don't want nobody to follow.
Oh, you don't?
Instagram's
okay, well,
annoying. No, it's
nobody
at-
wants. Good.
Instagram is annoying. No, Instagram, like, get rid of her. It's Tanisha Sweet Beauty, TENISHA Sweet Beauty. There you go. Tanisha's my first name. Sweet is my last name because I'm a sweetheart. Tanisha Sweet Beauty. So yeah.
She is a sweetheart.
I
So
try to be.
thank you all for watching. All of the things will be linked. If you like this video, like this content, thumbs it up. Press the subscribe button. Come back for next week's episode. It will be dropping on Friday. And I love you all. Bye.
Bye.